Zepbound weigh-in weight gain this week. Hi, beautiful friends. I'm Elizabeth, Countess of Shopping. I have lost over, I don't quite know what I've lost over. I had lost over previous to this week, over 106 pounds the last 2 years and 2 months so 26 months. Is that right? 26. Yeah, no, 26 months of being on Mounjaro, Zepbound, and TIRZEPATIDE compound. The combination of those is because of the shortages. And on today's episode, I want to talk about weight gain. Let's just keep it 100% real here today on today's episode about 7 lessons I learned or am relearning with my Zepbound weight gain this week. And I gained 5 pounds. So if I lost 106 pounds, which I had previously, I'm now down 101 pounds. But that's not necessarily true because typically for my weight, when I gain weight, I will immediately drop the next day a pound or 2. And there's a couple of reasons why. And I'm going to deep dive into this. So let's get started. First, I'm going to go through with my 7 lessons or mistakes I made, and then the lessons or tools that I've learned to help utilize for this week. Because this week, I promise this, I want to crush it. It's going to be a powerful week for me. And I also want to document this whole experience over the last 2 years of me talking about my Mounjaro and Zepbound weight loss. Of not just the good things, but I feel like I am doing you a disservice if I don't show you the weight gain along this way. I could have easily just skipped this video. So I really didn't want to. That's why the video is coming out a little bit later than I normally do. I'm filming it the day of because I'm bummed about it. Like, I'm bummed. I'm bummed. However, in my bummedness, there's a lot of learning lessons, which was number 1 is, and make sure you stay till number 7. Stay till the last one because I'm going to talk about some appetite suppression things this week that I found fascinating and that may be helpful for your journey. Hopefully all of this is helpful for your own Zepbound weight loss journey or Mounjaro weight loss journey is one. Last night we had hibachi. Hibachi has a lot of soy sauce in it, and I know for me, when I have things like soy sauce or if I have Japanese food or Korean food or Chinese food, if I have Asian food in general, I will have water retention the next day. I know some of this 5 pounds I gained is simply not, it's not fat. It's not weight gain, it's water retention straight out of the gate. And so the lesson that I want, lesson number 1 out of that is it the foods that I'm eating that's contributing to maximum weight loss? And is it just a bummer of a day that I weighed myself right after hibachi the night before? I probably shouldn't. I could have skipped today, but I also want to be realistic because tomorrow when I weigh myself, I know that scale's probably going to be a pound or 2 down more. So it won't be that I gained 5 pounds this week. It will be that I've gained 3 pounds, but there's a couple of reasons why with that. And I do believe this weight is going to come off very easily, that it's not an accurate representation of my weight loss journey because my weight loss journey, while it's gone down 106 pounds, it's like, it's a spiking up graph in the linear direction going down. And so hibachi led to my weight gain last night. Now at hibachi, to be clear, I did not order with my plate fried rice. I was like, can I just get extra vegetables, please? Was that a better choice? It certainly was. Did I ask for extra protein? I certainly did. Did I eat the whole thing? Absolutely not. It was a very small portion of it. And there's some other things that happened last night too that obviously didn't help my weight loss journey. But that was number 1, is the lesson is food leading to water retention. For me, I know some of those, and it's notoriously, for me, Asian food is part of that. Italian food is a part of that for me. If we have big things of like lasagna or my husband, well, my husband's 100% Ukrainian. The man loves Italian food. Like literally, I feel like if I was an Italian cook, he would just be on cloud 9. He loves Italian food. And so we go to Italian food frequently because my husband loves it so much. That's another weight gain thing for me. So I just know when I eat those types of food, even if they're in smaller quantities, I'm still gonna have weight staying the same or weight gain because it's water retention. It's not real. Number 2. This is where I own my stuff and being authentic and honest and open. I've shared so much over the last 2 years of how much therapy I've gotten, because I know I'm gonna get that comment a bunch, of how I came from such a disordered way of eating, a disordered perspective with food. For me, one does not get, over 300 pounds by having a healthy perspective with food. And I have worked my tokus off figuratively and literally with my weight loss to really, really work on my food perspective. However, I'm still working on it. I'm still a work in progress. And for sure, the last 3 nights, being completely vulnerable, and I don't want to be, I'd rather just keep this to myself, but I feel like I'm doing a disservice if I'm sharing only the good, bright, shiny things and not like some of the jagged edges that I'm still working on. Number 2 is night snacking and candy. We had candy in our house normally. We don't have candy in our house. The accountant and I talked this morning over some coffee, and he's like, why do we have that in our house? He's like, Elizabeth, you know that that's setting you up for problems. Get it out of the house. And I was like, good news, it is, because I ate it all last night. And so some of it was like leftover Christmas candy that I had been able to have just like little bites and treats, but literally with emotional stuff going on. I shared in previous video, we've had a family member that passed away, like a lot's going. Some of the most stressful things that can happen are happening, and I can't share about them because they're not mine to share. I will be able to share in several weeks because I don't like keeping like things and being, what's that vague book like Facebook of where you're like not sharing the full story, like pray for me, but pray for me. But I will share the full, I promise, you have my word on that, in a couple of weeks. It's just not mine to share yet, and I will be sharing it. But in the back end, there's a lot of stuff going on that is very stressful. Like my teeth, I'm grinding my teeth. I've got my mouth guard in. It's been very stressful. And so working on implementing tools for me to not be stressed has been really important. But night snacking. And some of you are like, how are you night snacking on Zepbound? Because I am on the highest dose, 15 milligrams. I need to go on a higher dose. I need to, of Zepbound. And I am not, because the company doesn't have higher doses. I've talked to my healthcare provider about getting more appetite suppression, and has my healthcare provider has given me a prescription. I just haven't filled it yet, for more appetite suppression with a different drug. I want to research the drug before I start taking it. And I haven't had the opportunity to do that. So appetite suppression for me, it was night snacking and food chatter and food noise. It's back. And I'm like, I'm going to kick it in the teeth. I have had these pockets over the last few months of where my food chatter and food noise has been on a reprieve, but also where it comes back. I don't know why. I'm just sharing because maybe this will resonate with somebody, or maybe someone out there medically knows why. Where these pockets, is it hormones? Is that why? Maybe I just had my cycle this past week. I'm sure that contributed to it too, with like PMSing and things like that. But night snacking and night candy, the tools and lesson learns is I stopped that much faster. I haven't had tonight, Saturday night. My kid's crying. I'm like, is that my kid really crying, or is he fake crying? Okay, he's fake crying. You know how sometimes kids role play. He's just fake crying. I've stopped it faster. Tonight I will not night snack. And we don't have anything in our house to night snack with. That's all gone. But that is a blessing, is that the tools that I have learned previous to this, I can nip it in the bud. I'm like, the last 3 nights. Do I wish it was just one night that I did that? Absolutely. But previous to this, it would have been months, plural, weeks, plural. The fact that it was 3 days, okay. I'm not pleased about that, but also I can see that there's a victory in that it stopped sooner. Number 3, today I walked 2 miles already straight out of the gate, and I worked out. I'm super, super proud of myself. I got back into lifting. I have a lifting coach who's like, where are you? I'm like, good point. So this is me literally lifting about 2 hours ago. I did get my workout in. I lifted. I'm really, really sore and like super, super, like my arms are wobbly. But I'm like proud of this. I'm really, really proud of this. That's progress for me. Habits, like habits to go back to, of getting back on my habits, which what helped me lose weight. Let me turn that off. Oops. What helped me lose weight, going back to the basics, which is eating in a calorie deficit. And for me, I think I'm coming to the realization, because I need a higher dose and I'm not going to have that for some time, is that, or unless this appetite suppression new drug that I'm going to be, it's not a new drug, it's a medication, but it will be new to my body. If that helps, great. But if it doesn't help, I need to be in a calorie deficit no matter what. And either that's going to come from food and working out, or working out. I would like it to be with food and working out, but I'm having a really hard time, as of this week, with the calorie range in which I'm in. And some of you have suggested to me, you're like, why don't you just up your calorie range but make it a slower weight loss? And I'm thinking about doing that because it's not working. I think it's too low, is what I'm trying to say. So I'm going to make, I think, in a diet. No, I'm not. I feel like I said I was going to do. I should make a dietitian appointment to talk to a dietitian about it. I feel like I'm not going to, with everything that is going on. I don't have time to do that, but it is on my agenda to do that, to talk to a professional who can look through like my blood work and all my stuff and give me like, here, go do this. I need to do that. And Join Fridays does have free dietitian group coaching, and maybe I should do that. I'm talking out loud here. I haven't thought through this. But anyways, and that's free for me as being part of, if you choose to switch over to Join Fridays, use the discount code QUEEN. It's linked in the description link, as is all my free resources I'm going to be talking about in today's video. But going back to working out, I'm really, really proud of that. But I know today, because I walked 2 miles and I haven't been walking, and I wasn't walking previous because I had pneumonia. And so I think part of this too is just like the last 2.5 weeks have been wonky with pneumonia, with what's going on with the funeral passing of my husband's family member, and then with what's personally going on within my own family. It's a lot. And when I tell people, I was like rattling off to my spiritual advisor. I'm like, she's like, that's a lot. Like, that's a lot for the average bear. Like, and for me, with a food challenges that I'm still working on, it can come out in food, even with Zepbound. So number 3, super proud, got back into my habits of working out and walking. It's really simple. Walking is really not difficult. I just need to put my sneakers on and go out the door with one of the dogs. And in fact, it brings me such joy walking our dogs. So it was not crazy hard to do that. And it's also not crazy cold today. It's a beautiful, bright, sunshiny day here in Virginia. Tip number 4, sleep. My sleep has been jacked. It's been jacked. And you know why part of it's been jacked is I wasn't having my Bioptimizers. The last couple of days, literally the last 3 days that I night snacked, I did not take my Bioptimizers magnesium. I am obsessed with Bioptimizers magnesium breakthrough because it has 7 types of magnesium. This video is not sponsored by them. I sincerely just love their product. It's linked down in the description link below, but it helps me with magnesium for sleep. When I don't take it, it jacks with my sleep. My sleep is not jacks with my sleep. My sleep is not as peaceful, and I don't fall asleep as quickly unless I'm taking this, because most people are magnesium deficient. And so several days of this, I can feel it. It does take a while, not a while, but it can take a week or 2 to build up within the system. So having that kind of pull back over the last few days is interesting to me. Is it mental, or is it physical, or is it both? Probably both, a little bit of both, of like, I really enjoy Bioptimizers, the sleep aspect and my anxiety. It helps a lot, and I've been very, very anxious. So this is, I already put it back on my bedstand. It was, and I also ran out of my bottle too, which was part of it. I'm like, I don't have a bottle. Like, normally I just go on my nightstand so the dogs can't get it, and then take mine and have a bottle of water right by the bed. So it helps sleep, anxiety, and muscle recovery. Tonight I'm gonna need that after walking and working out. It feels good, and because of the 7 types of magnesium in it, constipation. Guess who, this is so, we're besties, okay? Can we be besties right now? If we're not besties, you can move along. But if you're one of my besties, you made it this far in the video, constipation. I've been constipated. You know why? Bioptimizers always helps me with any sort of constipation. And so it's so, like, I feel like we're such good friends now that I'm telling you about my poops, that my poops have been off, which I have said before, and it's so crass but true. You're one poop away of hitting like weight loss goals for the week. It messed with my weight, like it did, by not pooping. And so anyways, if you've made that mistake, there we go. Speaking of mistakes, by the way, in another previous video, I put this on my neck, and many of you were like, Elizabeth, that's not the neck cream, that's the body cream. And I was mortified. Where's the neck cream? I think it might be in my bathroom, like in my, not in the studio. This is the purple lid is body cream for my loose skin, which I'll link down below. The neck cream, you guys are like, Elizabeth, that's the body cream. And I could not figure out, I was in car pickup line, my neck was peeling. And I had like dead skin on it. I'm like, oh my God, this is so whack. I just was telling my besties about how much I'm loving the Go Pure neck cream, and how I think it's the product's really, really good for the price point versus the product. It's a really good product. And you guys are like, because you used the wrong product. I was so tired in the video. I was like literally applying it. So anyways, this is the body cream, has the purple lid. The neck cream has the silver lid. And thank you, several of you Go Pure stans. I appreciate you so much, because you were like, did I have the wrong product? No, I did. It wasn't you. It's not you, it's me. So anyways, little mistake there. So number 4, sleep has been weird. Tonight, I feel like also my sleep gets weird when I don't walk. I really, if you're having sleep issues, go walk a mile or 2. You will have better sleep, I promise. Girl Scouts honor. Wait, is it this or is it this? On my honor, I will try to serve God in my country, to help people at all times, and live by the Girl Scout laws. Number 5, I was not tracking my food or protein. The lesson learned in that is how much I can eat so much more when I'm not tracking. It's baffling to me, actually. Does anybody else have this realization? Tell me in the comments below. I am fascinated by how much bigger my portions get when I don't track. and how much not protein I didn't eat. And when I don't eat my 125 to 100 to 150 grams of protein, when I don't track that, how little protein I ate. I'm just guessing looking back, like one day I think it was like maybe 45, 50 grams of protein. It was not a lot at all. That protein makes such a big difference for me for my appetite suppression. Number 6, for me, quiet time is prayer and meditation. I'm not asking you at all to subscribe to my belief system. You do your belief system, I'll do my belief system. I'm not asking you to subscribe to my belief system. I am asking you to subscribe to my channel, but not my belief system. But for prayer and meditation, for me, recommitting to more time within that, because I'm so stressed, I need more prayer and meditation time, which I was not doing. And talking to my spiritual advisor, she's like, how are you with your prayer and meditation time? And I'm like, how am I? So literally yesterday having more prayer, and today even more prayer and meditation, and being intentional about that. Part of this also was I had a photo shoot earlier this week. You'll see some of these photos. They're going to be coming out. I'm really excited. The Count and I are completely revamping countessofshopping.com, my website. And so all of the pictures, you can see them now, are me 100 pounds heavier. And so I had a massive photo shoot earlier this week, which I think was part of my eating. Part of my eating was as a result of this, of like, during the photo shoot, the photographer, she was amazing. She was absolutely amazing. The crew that I had, they had hair, makeup, stylist, photographer. I like literally started to cry twice during the photo shoot because I was like, can I see the playback? I always like to see playbacks when I'm doing any sort of like photo shoot or video shoot. And I started to cry twice. And I like, when I cry, I get ugly cry where I'm like you guys have seen me here. Like I've cried in videos previously. And so I, anyways, in the photo shoot. And so part of it was looking at those photos. I'm like, oh my gosh, I look so different. So different. And this before picture is not flattering at all. Intentionally by design, I was not happy at this moment that I took the before picture, but how much my body has changed and how much internally my body has changed. And so anyways, I was talking about prayer and meditation. I kind of got off topic, but I wanted to share that earlier this week too, this is not one of my tips, but someone in my group had talked about really being diligent about taking before and after pictures. And I used to talk about that a lot more. If you go back, I have over 600 videos on Zepbound weight loss and Mounjaro weight loss and TIRZEPATIDE weight loss. So go binge watch those. I love when people watch the older episodes. I love it, and like comments or whatever. It makes me, I'm like, I get so excited to see those old videos pop up with your commentary and your take on them. But looking back and being like, oh my gosh, this in the photo shoot, being like, I am so different. And taking those before and after photos. And maybe you're not going to do a photo shoot or whatever. I did it again because of the website changes, but looking at that versus looking at this, like my life is so, it does make me want to cry, because I felt like I had this wave come over me of like, my life is so different now. And even with the weight gain this week, I'm still so freaking proud of that photo shoot, because it was 4 hours and it's not easy doing all that. Like we had a bunch of different outfit changes and it's not easy doing that. And so anyways, all of that to say, I was talking about prayer and meditation. Lesson learned in that was having quiet time to help recenter and refocus in on my priorities for my belief system. Number 7 is, and I told you if you stayed till this point, this was about talking about appetite suppression. For me, I've been really weird with my hunger recently and my appetite suppression. Like I have appetite suppression. I'm not super hungry, but I also don't know what to eat. Does anybody have this? It's something is going on clearly within me of where I'm like, I don't know what to eat. And I have 2 free meal plans that were dietitian created on countessofshopping.com. I'll link those down below if you've never seen those. They're awesome. So I'm going back to my own dietitian created free meal plans, because I'm like, I don't know what to eat. Like my hunger is weird. It's not like I'm totally full, but I'm also not totally hungry, but I'm having appetite suppression. But is it head hunger or body hunger? Head hunger or body hunger? And really I'm going back to the basics of zoning in on, is it head hunger or is it body hunger? Okay, I don't know. Well, then I'll go back to what times I should be eating for my meals. And I usually have one snack in there, which is usually a Built Bar. Use the discount code QUEEN25. All my codes are Queen except for that one. It drives me nuts. I'm like, oh, just the fact that I'm like, can I have Queen? And they're like, no. So Built Bar's discount code is QUEEN25. Anyways, discerning between that head hunger and body hunger, I got to go back to it again. Like literally 2 years into this, 2 years and 2 months, 26 months of taking Mounjaro and Zepbound, I honestly thought I would be so much further along in terms of appetite, and I feel like I am. I'm not trying to discredit that. But also, I'm like, wow, I'm back around this mountain again with appetite suppression and with feeling hungry and discerning that of like rewiring my brain of like, okay, let me reconnect within my body of head hunger versus body hunger. And a lot of that, like eating the candy and junk food last night and the last couple of nights of like, it got progressively, the first night wasn't that bad, but last night it was full on candy dandy and sneak snackies. Like I was rooting around my kitchen. I have no business being in my kitchen after 7. And my husband also knows that. He knows like at 7 o'clock, I typically get my last little 40-ounce water tumbler and go up for the night. And I don't come back down usually because I don't want to be near the kitchen, because if I'm near the kitchen, it just talks to me. It's like, oh, go in and have a self-soothe. No, I need to be soothing in other areas, not with food. So all of that to say, I feel very uncomfortable making this video, but I'd rather be honest with you of like, this week was like not, it was amazing in some sense. I mean, this photo shoot was literally fantastic. To be in this home that we rented a home, I rented it in McLean, Virginia, Northern Virginia. It's like a huge mansion. And to be there with the crew that I was with, elite crew, to do that, there's so much gratitude and appreciation because like having the stylist pick out the outfits for me, and she's like, what size are you? What are your measurements? And things like that. To be like, oh my gosh, I'm a size medium top. Now, my pants didn't fit in one of the shots. I bought Spanx jeans and they did not fit when I got to the photo shoot. And I was like ready to cry. I got eventually into them, but it was like, oh, it was so tight. And it took like 10 minutes to get into the jeans. That was not fun. So Spanx sizing, by the way, just FYI, Spanx sizing is apparently tighter. And I tried them on too, but I had tried them on when I had pneumonia. And with pneumonia, I lost a bunch of weight because I wasn't eating at all. I wish I could have that appetite suppression, but every day. And then one of you said, and I appreciate, because I said this in my previous video, but then someone parroted back what I had said, and I was like, oh, it's my own words coming to bite me in the butt. We are designed as human beings to have hunger and to be full. That's how our bodies are made scientifically. Full hunger, appetite suppression. And so me being appreciative for that too, of I've got to be able to know what hunger feels like and deal with it, and what fullness feels like and deal with it. And also to be in a calorie deficit, I'm gonna feel a little hungry. I'm not gonna be full the whole time. And I've talked about this a lot more recently, me chasing that appetite suppression I felt within the first week, 2 weeks of being on Mounjaro, because of the shortage, I switched to Zepbound. I'm not going to have that again. I'm not going to have that again, that appetite suppression, more than likely. And when I talked in my previous video, if you saw it yesterday on retatrutide and the orforglipron, go check out that video because it's future GLP-1 medications coming out. Many of you had pointed out that retatrutide is with people who hadn't taken a bunch of the way that people are, it's the Godzilla of medications coming out in 2026. Hopefully, it's still going through clinical trials and all that stuff. And it has to be FDA approved. Going through all of that, that is with quote virgin cells of like the body hasn't had the like GLP-1s. And so, and I could be butchering that. So I'll come back and correct that if that's not true. But I think that that is true, that these people that haven't had a substantial weight loss from Zepbound or Mounjaro. And so them having quote virgin cells relative, I'm not explaining that at all scientifically correct, but hopefully you're getting the point that I'm trying to make. Is that not experiencing that my experience, if I do go on that medication, which I'm hoping and rooting that I would be able to in 2026, may not be the same as that. And so therefore, I got to work with what I've got. I can't work in the future. I got to work with in today, where my hands and feet are, and being present where my hands and feet are. So I hope this video helps you. I hope for some people it affirms, you know, this is a journey. It's not all perfect roses, butterflies, and sunshine, that there are mistakes along the journey. That I've made. Clearly I've made mistakes this week, but also there's victories too. The fact that I can go walk, the fact that I can go lift, the fact that I did it pretty quickly after being not on the horse and getting back into it. I'm proud of all of that, really proud of all of that. And that doesn't take away from my successes that I've had too. So hopefully that helps you. I'm hoping my whole intention of this whole entire video is hopefully to help encourage. That's why I do these dang daily videos, is y'all encourage me and hopefully I encourage you. And I love you guys so super much. I am so incredibly grateful and thankful for the Countess of Shopping community, and the fact that I get to talk with you guys on a daily basis in my free encouragement group and here on YouTube and on Instagram and within the website. And if you're not on my email list on Mondays and Thursdays, you can sign up on countessofshopping.com. Hopefully I've heard so much great feedback. There's thousands of you that love those emails. So that makes my heart go patter patter too. And I do it twice a week to help keep the motivation. It's like a shower. We need daily motivation. We need daily showers. And so having it's just like taking a shower with the mind, because for me, I need the daily encouragement. I have a quick forgetter. So anyways, hopefully that helps. I love you guys so super much. I'm going to stop rambling. And hopefully out of those nuggets, it helps you. Our emoji of the day is going to be a mixing bowl. Mix it, mix it, mix it, mix it, mix it. Because today I have a bunch of Greek yogurt recipes. I'm going to make like fluffy yogurt. It's a high protein fluffy yogurt. I'm excited to make that. We made protein pancakes earlier today. We're making a bunch of like high protein fun stuff, but also healthy stuff too, which I'm excited about. So our emoji of the day helps me to get to know you better because I truly do care. It's like our bat signal for me to pray over you. It's a quick way for us to like interact. It's a very quick way for me to be like boom, 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 boom. But it also helps me to get to know you better because I care, and I will, because of the pattern recognition, know your name over and over and over again. Speaking of which, our community members of the day here on YouTube does this cool thing now of where they do community spotlight. It's Gammy, Monica, Holly, Karma, Jolene. You are the community spotlight people of, it's either of the week or, yeah, it says week of the week. So per YouTube, not me, per YouTube, because I love you all. I have no favorite children. You know how parents say that? I have no favorite children. I love you all. We did emoji of the day. And then what are you doing today to move you closer to your goals? Tell me in the comments below. I'm always curious to see that too. We're going to go have it healthy. We're going to go get fish right now. And if you've made it this far in the video, then I'm going to tell you a secret. I just booked, I'm going to horse camp here in spring. I told you guys I was going to horse camp in later on. No, in a couple weeks I'll be at horse camp. So stay tuned. I'll talk about that. Many of you guys know I like to ride horses, and I got to go on a horse earlier this fall as a result of my weight loss. I could not ride horses for decades because I was too big and I would have hurt the horse. And I'm literally going away, like on a trip, to go like city slickers. I never would have booked that trip if it hadn't been for you guys encouraging me. So if you're one of the people who encouraged me to do that, thank you. I love you. And I just booked it today. Literally, I just booked it. So if you stayed till this part in the video, you got extra. And hopefully that helped for you. What is your horse trip? What have you been dreaming about doing with your weight loss? I want to know, because the more I talked about how I wanted to ride a horse, the more you guys encouraged me. So I want to encourage you. What have you not done yet with your weight loss? That's like your to do. Tell me, because let's start getting into the, like for me, it was riding a horse. So doing this like city slickers trip in a couple of weeks. So I'll keep sharing that with you guys too. I love you. Be kind to yourself, be kind to others. I'm Countess of Shopping. Count my blessings because life is delicious. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye guys.